All right, and speaking of the Democrats, the first night of the Democratic debates is in the books. And now on to night two, featuring former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Kamala Harris. To break down last night and look ahead to tonight, we get the 360 view from our political panel. White-collar criminal defense attorney David Katz and Rebecca Walser, conservative commentator and tax attorney. Welcome to both of you. Let's start with David, if we might. I know ladies usually go first, but if last night, David, showed anything, it showed the deep divide between Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and just about everyone else on that stage over the issue of Medicare for all. So, with that in consideration, who won that debate last night?
Well, I think the moderates actually did fairly well. There were a number of them who are not very well known, but they kind of were called like a tag team. And while Warren and Sanders tried to hold their ground, they had taken some very liberal positions. And I think most people came away from the first debates thinking that the Democrats were pretty far to the left and were taking the country into some very new social experiments, economic experiments that maybe the middle of the country wasn't that ready to go for.
Right.
And so I think there was much more of a focus on defeating President Trump, having a Democrat elected, and taking a more moderate, measured approach to things like Medicare for all, which has not polled well.
Right.
And some of the things that they were going to do for people who are illegally in the country.
But David,
they may be very merciful, but they also didn't poll well.
Right. But they weren't moderate when it came to the two front runners on that stage, Rebecca, and former Congressman Delaney. And he's done this before, and he's the only one, and the media never picks up on it, of course. He pointed out that if paid at the Medicare rate under this Medicare for all, hospitals, many hospitals, some that he said he went and talked to, would simply close.
That's exactly right. And this is earth-shaking news because it goes to show you that an inefficiently run government program like a Medicare should not be rolled out to the entire whole of the population of the United States, including illegals, because we can't afford it for the seniors. If Medicare was the reimbursement rates that all doctors and hospitals were getting, our medical industry would look completely different. So it's not a solution. It's like taking an in-app system and applying it across the board, and it is way too far to the left. Yep. It is way too far to the extreme, and I think Delaney and Hickenlooper and even Amy Klobuchar, they did a really good job of bringing back some sanity to the left-leaning lurch of this Democratic Party.
All right, so tonight we have Biden standing next to Harris, and then Booker. I think he's between Harris and Booker, but forget Booker. He's got like 1%. What are you looking for tonight? What does Harris have to do to move up, and what does Biden have to do to maintain the wide lead that the latest poll shows he has?
Biden's going to have to be more energized.
All right, let David go first. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say everyone loves a rematch. So this is, a chance for them to do the, to have another a chance at it. And people are all wanting to see how Biden is going to react. And they want to see whether Biden is really going to, hold his own and not look like he's maybe too old, which has been one of the raps on him, and to be vigorous and to counterpunch. And to really say, look, I was picked by President Obama. I'm the person that he picked. You're making all these attacks against me. Obama didn't seem to think that they mattered. He picked me. I ran with him. I'm responsible for all of the gains and the normalcy of the Obama-Biden administration.
Rebecca,
and let's bring it back. Let's have a return to normalcy.
Rebecca, I'm curious what you think. For the second time, this was the case after she appeared at the first debate on NBC. Marianne Williamson was the most Googled name after the debate. What do you make of her?
I think that people just love someone who's peaceful and and amidst a sea of chaos, they love the person who seems to be like level-headed and normal, and potentially a ray of hope. So that is totally expected, and people are just like, well, who is this person? She seems rational, and helpful. But tonight Biden needs to be way more energetic and energized, and he needs to be able to defend himself against the Kamala Harris attacks of the world and the things that are pre-done up about him and ready to go with the social media post right when someone says it. I mean, this is all strategized ahead of time, as we all know, and we're really looking to see. I want to know if Biden is going to be able to stand up to the left that's wanting to go to the Medicare for all and really make them accountable for the tax cost that is really going to occur at the middle class level and the lower class level.
I think a key will be if he says, "Oh, my time is up," 3 times again, like he did last time. And that means he's not up to the task. Hey, I appreciate both of you coming on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.